Don't feel like watching movies, so I'll watch people guess them instead. I don't know how it goes, I think it starts with your show. Wanna laugh,
and that brings us to our first point, everybody. This is the Valleycast. Thank you so much for being here. My name is Elliott Morgan. I'm here with Joe Beretta and Steve Zaragoza.
Hello!
Hi.
We hope you're safe. We hope you're happy. Thank you so much for being here. Joe had a story to tell us, and he wanted to wait until he wanted to say it before we started recording because, as he described it, it's too boring for the podcast. And
It's not that interesting.
Steve jumped in and said, "Let's dive." So, welcome to one of the was sure to be a riveting episode. Joe, what's your story?
Here's what I'll say though. There was a live moment for Elliott and I where Joe tried to decide if it was worthy of the podcast or not. And in a split so from a split second it went from so hang on, I want to say something. Well, you know what? Let me save it for the podcast. You know what? It's too boring for the podcast.
You know what?
We just hit record right
now.
now.
You have to tell us because I wanted to catch you.
I hope you guys don't like
about it.
curtains because we just got behind them. And you can't see them anymore, and you're seeing the inner workings of this podcast. I was just going to talk
tell a
about
story about curtains. Okay, go ahead. No, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
It's just as riveting. Just as riveting. Did you guys watch the Golden Globes at all?
No.
Like
No.
clips or anything? Okay.
No.
So what you need to do, one, props to the Golden Globes and props to anyone, including ourselves, making fucking content through this shit, making videos, making productions, because they did the Golden Globes like this. Tina Fey and Amy Poehler co-hosted at like different sides of the country, but they did their monologue at the same time, much like we're doing now. And you were just watching those jokes hit or like comedically not hit, but they're the most consummate professionals. Like, of course, they just rolled right through everything, and it was great. Long story short is you have to watch Jason Sudeikis' acceptance speech.
I've heard it's so good, and
But it's not.
I know. I've heard it's bad. Well, I heard what I heard is that he's obviously so high. Like, he had no idea that he was going to win. He was wearing a tie-dye hoodie that I saw photos of.
Yeah.
And it took him off guard, and he was super, super out of it when he
but you know,
respond. I saw it go viral, but I need to watch it.
It's really worth your time.
You got to
Really? I'm
know that,
excited.
like, I would find it hard to believe that there weren't a lot of celebrities taking the opportunity to show how cool they are for not caring about being dressed up for the digital version of the Golden Globes. Like, I feel like I saw the clip of Chadwick Boseman's widow receiving his award.
Her speech was
Which
very
was
touching.
so moving, and Jesus, it was. But so I watched that clip, and it was very strange that they were cutting back and forth between her and then like celebrities just like sitting in their kitchen.
Very hard because you're comfortable in your place. Even like Elliott right now, I don't know if he would be sitting as relaxed as he is relaxed if we were in the office doing this. You just get lulled into a sense of comfort. So these people are listening in their homes. And you'd literally come back. And
That's what I'm saying, yeah.
It'd be like Aaron Sorkin's on his couch with his leg up.
Yeah,
like,
I saw Gary Oldman, like, Gary Oldman was, like, sunk into his chair. And his mouth was wide open, like he didn't remember
like he was dying.
Camera on it.
Al Pacino didn't even know that he was there,
like,
apparently.
I don't know if that's the move when you're talking about your posthumous husband.
Well, she wasn't. She was great. She was all dressed up.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know if it's on the production. I don't know if the move is to like cut away, like keep the damn camera on her because it was a beautiful moving.
I thought Steve was just about to go after
her. How could she?
Widows aren't allowed to talk.
No, I just thought I hated that they cut away to like Gary Oldman farting in his chair while this woman is saying the most beautiful words I've heard.
Yeah,
you know
I
how
didn't
you, like...
see.
Oh, go ahead.
I didn't see any of this, and that sounds very beautiful and touching. But also, how I heard about the Jason Sudeikis thing was someone commenting on his authenticity as a person.
That's right. That's right.
So So I don't want to put him in a box of being like, I'm trying to be too cool for school. That's what I've gathered as someone who hasn't seen any of it.
Right. And you're right. So, and Steve, the funny thing that I like to think about what you're talking about is like the director just left Google Hangouts on like automatic when somebody moves, it automatically
or makes a
goes
sound, it just cuts to them.
But for Jason Sudeikis, I haven't looked at any follow-up articles. It is refreshingly, adorably awkward beyond all belief. He is literally at a loss for words. I think, one, because maybe he isn't good at accepting praise. Two, could have been high as a kite. Three, could have been like overshooting Ted Lasso season 2 and it was 5 a.m. where he was at. It could have also been all of those
There's
things.
a lot of awkward award receiving like moments in history of celebrities. There's a lot of them.
It also could be because he, in the back of his mind, knows that the show Ted Lasso is based on a commercial that was written in they probably didn't expect it to be as good as it is because it's one of the best shows in a while. So maybe he was just like, oh my God, I can't believe it.
You guys got to watch it, and then we can do a follow-up on it, because it is so genuine when he finally gets to the point where he finds words and strings them together like a human being. But the first 3/4 before it, the way he is starting and stopping sentences is like he's losing blocks of text in a paragraph and then moving the other part of the paragraph, which he hasn't talked about yet, up next to the other sentence. And he does that like 10 times before he gets his bearings, and then he does a very sweet like Tolstoy quote.
Wow. All right. Can I talk now? Yeah? Boy. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I'd say that. I mean, that's nuts. Thank you to the Hollywood Foreign Press. I mean, this is for me, the coolest thing that a group of, that's nuts. Especially, that's crazy. Okay, all right.
It's
really?
great.
Oh, yeah. I can't wait.
Yeah,
those are the I love to watch the award receiving award moments from people that are like Jennifer Lawrence really had a moment like that at one point when she was doing her Oscar stuff or award ceremony stuff. And it's super humanized her in a way that we hadn't really seen a celebrity do in a while. Like she slipped on the red carpet or whatever, and she's just like, oops, I don't give a shit.
Yeah, she fell going up the stairs to accept her Oscar.
Right. That's what it was. But the fact that she was just like, I'm just an awkward klutz, and like, that's what I want out of my celebrities these days. I don't want like the too cool to be a part of humanity. I'm above your insecurities and your
I think
certain
certain people get a pass on that. I think if Leonardo DiCaprio
totally
gets an award, I don't want to see him trip in like some charming way. I want to see him walk up very like the coolest person in the world and do his thing.
I mean, I'd give him
Brad
so
Pitt
many.
though. I would see Brad Pitt trip. That'd be
I would give Leonardo DiCaprio so many points if he would have like accepted an award or went out to present an award the year of Wolf of Wall Street, like how he got out of that car in one of the most physically amazing comedic performances in the last 10 years.
Or
that
when
moment
he's being mauled by the bear in the Revenant.
just all the way up the stairs. So the further point that I was going to say was, one, Jason Sudeikis. Two, props to the Golden Globes for even putting on a show in any way, shape, or form and getting everybody together to do it. And then three, it made me realize, not just this show, but it's been like the last probably 10 or so years where award shows started to take themselves a little bit too seriously again for a lot of reasons. One of them being Oscars too white and stuff like that, where the tone going into the year was a lot different and we were taking it seriously for other reasons. But in concert with that, I think they still went away from a lot of the fun. And I went back and I watched some of the clips from like the mid 2000s of when they were having fun at the Oscars, and Jack Black and Will Ferrell were doing like awesome musical
and sketches and stuff,
like numbers that were just outstanding and mind-blowing and super funny and appreciated. You got to go back and watch those. His a comedian at the Oscars song is so funny. It's so funny.
I do miss the big dog and pony show Oscars, but you know, it's been a while. I now, and you're right, now that there's like woke culture, and now that there's certainly more of a spotlight.
The fun police.
The fun police have come to, I mean, sure, you could say that. And in other ways you could say that there is more of a spotlight on you know, diversity and such in these incredibly one tone award shows. But
sounds like a fun policeman right there.
Yeah.
Oh, captain of the fun police here. Woo woo woo.
Captain of the fun.
Woo woo woo.
No, it's good. It's good.
But isn't
it's
it interesting?
progress?
Isn't it interesting that, like, you know, there's been such a magnifying glass on ceremonies like that, but then they have like Ricky Gervais be the host, and who is like debatably, you know, the most outwardly unacceptable comedian.
To a point, I mean, it just depends on your taste because he calls shit out. But I guess the point that I'm saying is,
I love him. I think he's great.
Yeah, me too. And I'm not complaining. I think the wokeness is good. All I'm asking for is let's keep getting like better as humans, but let's also have fun and be funny and show that we can do both, because it makes it all, you know.
I've been saying this for a while, but like, I feel like, you know, certain circumstances have shifted the tone of just kind of humanity into a more protected and afraid and kind of like you know, walled up space. And I think now that things have loosened up slightly in the axis of evil, I feel like I've been saying this for a while in a lot of ways, but I'd like to feel like I feel like we're gonna have a resurgence of comedy and a resurgence of playfulness in entertainment that's been missing for a while, because people don't want to see that. They didn't want to see that for a while, and now I think people just want to laugh and let off all the steam a little bit.
Dude, speaking of axis of evil, I think I've told you guys this before, but I got pinged again today with a bunch of fear and like sadness and like, oh my God, from Twitter, because I follow a couple accounts that are like live tweets from 1943, and they keep tweeting events that happened during the World War as if they're happening right now.
Shit.
And every once in a while they hit my timeline and I forget that I'm following them. And I'm like, oh my God, so many people just died. What are we doing? Why isn't it trending?
What kind of events are they tweeting about? What do? They do real events from the World War II? And
it's like a news ticker of as if you were on Twitter in 1943 and you're just getting kind of like a reminder of the events of World War II and the happenings around the world.
Are they doing it by time or by day?
They do it by day. Like, this happened today, but they do it as if it's in real time. And if you don't look at who tweeted it, you get scared real quick.
It's like when the fake Disneyland or the fake Arby's account says something that's like, what?
I know. I did. Last night I retweeted there's a really funny fake Chuck E. Cheese account that I found, and they tweeted Chucky is dead, and I was like, that's so funny, and I retweeted it, and then I looked at the other tweets on the account, and they were gold. They were so funny.
Oh, I love it. I love a good gag with a big brand, a child-friendly, a family-friendly brand like that. It was a very similar one with Goofy has died from the Disneyland account.
Good Lord.
It's just like, what the fuck? What does that mean? Imagine kids seeing that. Goofy has died.
Okay. Here's some of the tweets from the Chuck E. Cheese. This is at Chuck E. Cheese USA is the account they got, which is pretty good in terms of fake handles. Chucky's coffin will lay in state for 24 hours in the Spencer's Gifts Mall at the Solomon Pond Mall. They've done so many. It goes, Rush Limbaugh died after getting stuck in the sky tubes at our Little Rock location. That's pretty good.
What was he doing in there?
There's a raccoon now living in the whack-a-mole machine. Whoever's doing this is having a great time. My favorite one, though, is just due to slumping revenues caused by COVID-19, we've started using old slices to make new pizzas again.
Oh, gross. What does that even mean?
I think they find old slices of pizza and they piece them together like a pizza, and then they rebake it with new cheese and pepperoni.
Like they find the trash, like the crust and the uneaten pieces.
Yeah, not even full slices. First they
Yeah.
have to Frankenstein a slice, and then they
Yeah.
gotta take all those Frankenstein slices and put them back together.
I got a tip here, and I got a crust here.
Hey, I got a half a pepperoni and a couple bites of Supreme over here. Just put them together. That'll work itself out.
Did you guys see the in line with what you're saying, Elliot? Did you see the there was like a big pizza crust thing that happened on Twitter recently?
What?
I love when you type on that computer. It sounds like you're doing real detective work.
I know, it sounds like enhanced. Man, I wish I could find it. It was basically like a poll that was like, what do you do? Like, how do you perceive the crust of a pizza? And one of the choices was like, I can't wait. I love a crust. And another one was that the crust is the pizza handle. You throw that away when you're done.
Madness.
And other people are saying crust is trash. Like, you don't even get to it. Like, you don't.
It's the end of the pizza.
It's the end of the pizza, and it goes into the trash. And there was a big argument online about it. And I want to know where you guys stand on the crust debacle.
I mean, assuming you have a good crust, and shout out to Domino's for upping their crust game over the last 5 to 10 years.
Indeed, they really have.
Absolutely. Shout out to
feel
Golden
like-
Globes and Domino's.
And Domino's, yeah. I feel like it's like a second meal. It's like a second little it's the second dish on your plate. By the time you're done with the pizza proper, you got this nice little treat at the end. Hopefully, it's an art. Domino's may have put it down to an art by this point.
Yeah,
and you enjoy it. It's like a little, it's a little topper. And if you want to get a little freaky, you put a little sauce on it. A little dippy like a breadstick. You're crazy.
Yeah, I wish I could find it because I feel like people were like, the only time I get excited about a pizza crust is if it has some kind of filling in it, like cheese or.
You like the filling? That's your thing?
I was gonna say,
for
I contend
me-
it goes a little long. It goes a little too far. Bridge too
Honestly,
far.
I think it's like a slice or two of a stuffed crust pizza
Yeah.
is like fine. After that, I don't want a cheese-filled crust anymore. It's just too much.
Yeah. If I'm at like a party and there's like there's multiple people eating pizzas, I'll take a couple slices out of politeness and I'll eat the crust of that. But if I'm by myself and there's a whole pizza, I might eat the crust of one pizza.
Right.
But if I know there's another fresh piece with toppings and cheese and sauce ready to go, I'll just not. I'll eventually. The more I eat, the less crust I eat, I would say. At the top, though,
okay.
I'll eat a crust.
So, and there's some people who eat it crust first.
See who
That
who-
just doesn't. Nope.
But also, do you truly know people personally? Do you guys know people who do that? I've heard of it as like a mythical thing.
I think I had a friend that thought he was being clever, like way back in the day, like in high school. Was like, I do it like this, and then he died.
Yeah.
And nobody went to his funeral.
Was it cholesterol?
I'm looking at a
both.
photo on Twitter of a pizza, a pizza in a pizza box. But imagine the pizza was cut out perfectly around, like just the crust. There's
Just
like a
the crust,
crust
the circle.
ring. It's like a crust ring left over, and that's it inside the pizza
cring.
box. A cring.
Yeah, that's
It's beautiful.
that's not appetizing. The other solution is, do you guys ever? Fresh Brothers, shout out to Fresh Brothers, does this. Do you guys ever get you get a thinner pizza and it's not so much about the crust, and they do it in the square slices as opposed to the triangle slices, and then it makes the crust less of an issue for most of the pizza.
Yeah, I don't have I don't discriminate against pizza types, really. I think that there's some pizza that is a bit more disgusting than others, like the like true Chicago style, like pizza soup,
The deep dish,
like the pizza soup bowl, like the tomato bowl. That's like a Chicago pizza is not for me, really. But like, dude, square slices, fucking
Knock it off. with the
fucking thin
ambulance.
crust, like cauliflower.
Sirens.
I'm telling you, I know. I live in the ghetto, dude.
You said the cauliflower, the cauliflower crust.
I
holds
like
up.
a cauliflower. I like a cauliflower crust. I like a
I like
Turner.
cauliflower crust.
I like a cauliflower.
I
Dude,
like it. Isn't it good?
I don't discriminate, and honestly, I love me a crust, dude. I look forward to it sometimes.
Yeah.
Dude, you guys ready for a little mind blow?
Yeah,
I'm gonna give you a little mind blow.
let's go.
Hayden, I've had to go down the realm of finding pizzas that my daughter can eat because she's gluten free, like anaphylactically with wheat and oats and all of it. So it has to be like an Udi's gluten-free. I'm sure, Steve, you know that
yes.
world.
It's
It's like a rice bread that they've also turned into crusts at many establishments.
Right.
However, in the pizza aisle, the frozen pizza aisle, the pickings are usually pretty slim, but over the past couple years, they've started releasing pizzas whose crust, the entire crust, the base of the pizza, the foundation, is chicken.
I'd try
It's a chicken-based pizza, and then you put the toppings on it all, and the chicken looks like a crust. And
Have
my
you had
daughter
this?
Wait.
loves it.
Is
she
it-
loves it. I have tasted it. Yeah, it's not bad.
Wait, I have a question for you.
Ah, dang it.
Is it
Well,
is it
that
breaded?
night-
Is it is it breaded, or is it just like breast?
It's just like breast. It looks like it's sweating.
It's
when
like
when it
plain
cooks.
Really?
chicken. It's just
Yeah.
chicken. Like it's
Yeah.
just a bunch
It's
of
just
pieces of chicken
it's
shaped
a-
into a pizza crust shape.
Yeah. But they keep the face so it looks back at you.
Good. I love that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sold.
I think you lost me there.
I didn't know they were doing that, man. I've never heard of
I've
that.
never
That's
heard of
crazy.
it
Good for
either.
them, and good
Yeah.
for Hayden. Does she
Yeah.
feel like she gets to enjoy pizza?
She loves it. Yeah.
I mean, does she
loves it.
know she's eating the pizza of psychopaths?
The
It's very
official
nice.
pizza of
I'm happy for her.
murderers. Does she eat the cauliflower pizza?
She's had it. She doesn't like it as much. It's this chicken one is the one that's in the lead. For
And
sure.
she's had because Fresh Brothers has a gluten-free pizza.
Yeah, the gluten-free industry, you don't even get me started with
I
how much
know,
they
I
overcharge
know.
everybody
I know.
that needs it.
Really?
The supply and demand
Trust me.
capitalistic nature of how it's fucked my bank account for the last 13 years is insane.
Right.
But
it's like
she can
double
eat
shopping.
gluten-free.
She gets to eat. I just have to pay way more so she can
Yeah.
survive.
Wait, so
It's disgusting how much the markup
but
is.
she likes the gluten-free crust from Fresh Brothers?
I don't know if she's had that one yet. She's had Domino's and pizza.
It
and
is
stuff like that.
expensive as absolute garb. It's the most expensive.
Yep.
Yeah,
Shit.
and it's weird because they're taking something out, right? So it's like
Yeah.
like
But it
it's
also is very specific with how it's
Yeah.
made, and it can't use the same utensils, and they can't use the same.
Yeah, they don't even promise that. It's a roll of the dice when we order.
They don't
from-
promise that, but
They're like-
good places that are like way too expensive. You have to assume they're doing that. I hope so.
How often do you guys eat pizza? This is something I've realized of recently that my diet is pretty I guess juvenile would be the right word, or unhealthy, but how often would you say you order a pizza?
Well, I probably average ordering pizza probably once to twice a month, and then we'll sprinkle in some cardboard pizza nights inside of the month
Nice.
as well. Once a week,
Okay.
we probably
Once a
eat
week.
pizza. Yeah.
You have a family. I feel like growing up in a family, I always thought that once a week was pizza. It was Hungry
Yeah.
Howie's back in the day. I don't know what
Yeah,
you're thinking, but-
pizza was like
Uh,
a weekly thing.
Steve, do
as-
you order pizza? Do you ever just have a nice cheese?
Oh
pizza?
yeah, from the when the pandemic started to now, I've probably ordered pizza like
700 times.
no, honestly, it's shocking. Really,
700.
in the entire year, I've ordered it like 3 times.
See, that's very little. Good
Yeah.
for you, man.
Cause like, man, pizza is so fucking good, man. Fuck you.
It's
Fuck
so
you,
good.
pizza. Fuck you.
You get a good one, man.
Oh. It's just fucking cheesy bread grease.
It's hot.
It's just hot, sometimes crispy.
We just discovered that an
bread
air fryer
grease.
makes it just as good the second day.
Really?
Elliot, have you done this yet? Air fryer pizza leftovers. Holy
I don't
shit.
have an air fryer. I need to get one. I put it in the oven. I don't microwave it.
The
I think
oven
that's
is
an
just
insane
as
thing
good.
to do.
The oven is just a bigger air fryer that takes a little longer.
Air fryer changes.
But
changed
this is what I'll
everything.
say about
Yeah.
pizza. The reason why I haven't had so much pizza in this pandemic, or why I don't order it very often, is because I want it, man. I fucking want it so bad, but it's like the worst fucking thing that you can eat. It's just you can't eat it a lot. You cannot. You
Yeah,
can't have pizza.
no.
You certainly can't have it every day. But if you're gonna eat it every week, you gotta be working out all the time. You have to
Oh
just,
no!
you have
Oh
to be taking
no!
care of yourself. And I'm just like,
My family. What have I done?
I can't not work out and eat pizza.
Yeah.
You know, so I gotta be like, all right, if I'm not gonna work out, then I can't have pizza very often.
That's fair. That's a good adult.
That's my
decision-making.
feeling with pizza.
I got a controversial pizza adjacent take.
Okay.
Maybe. I think calzones are fucking bullshit.
Oh, really?
I'm not a fan. Why would
They-
you do that?
Yeah, you lost me there.
You got this pizza. They make you think that you're flipping this pizza over and you got this little pocket full of pizza goodness. It is never full. It is never cooked all the way through. The ingredients are never perfectly mixed together. There's always a disappointing, like you're going to have a calzone is 33% cheese, 33% other ingredients, and 33% disappointment. And that other 1% was left on the counter because they forgot to put it in. Fuck
Do you like-
calzones.
Do you like omelets, Joe?
I don't eat
He doesn't
eggs.
like eggs.
Yeah, but
Oh,
I've
that's right,
tried.
You don't like eggs?
I've tried. Yeah.
You know, I get you, Joe, and I like, man, I'm just like a fucking bread addict. So if you're like, I can give you more bread in a pizza.
Really?
I'm like, hell yeah, dude, let's do it. That's why
Do you,
I'm chill with calzones because of that.
do you order barbecue ever, Steve? And if you do you order barbecue sandwiches? A lot of people like doing that. I found a barbecue place to order from that I think is wonderful, Mac City Barbecue.
Yeah.
Near where I live. I don't think they're near you exactly, but a lot of people like barbecue sandwiches, and I think it might be people who are also very much into the bread, the carb thing.
I'll
Whereas
tell
I
you
like
what.
to just have a pile of disgusting meat that I
Yeah.
Dude, I'll take it. I'll eat my meat, like, you know, not in the bread, and I'll eat the meat in the bread. But I'll tell you what,
Yeah.
man, I got real spoiled in Oxnard because in sort of on the way to Ventura, there was this place that would make a tri-tip sandwich, and the tri-tip was so fucking good, man. Oh fuck, it was so good. And then they get 2 big fucking slices of garlic bread.
yeah.
Like I'm talking like
Yeah.
that thick with butter and garlic.
If
Yeah.
you are only listening to this, he had his fingers probably showcasing at least about an inch, maybe an inch and a half space
Correct.
in between thumb and index finger. So
Of
there's
like
your
a
visual.
of like
Lot
a
of butter, lot
maybe
of garlic.
2-inch piece of bread.
Sorry,
Like,
my estimation was off. I said an inch and a half, but Steve has now changed it up. And
No,
also
no,
told
you're
us it was-
correct.
2 inches
Oh,
total
okay.
bread.
I'm saying the bread.
I retract my retraction. Now we are back to about an inch and a half. Steve
So-
was being a little hyperbolous.
let me paint a clearer picture for you. The bread is about 2 inches tall,
That's tall.
and an inch and a
One
half
slice?
and an inch and a half of that is like soaked up garlic, butter,
Yeah.
cheese. And then they toast those on a fucking griddle that has all of the butter and garlic and cheese and meat grease.
It's got the remnants of the past.
Yes. And so you're eating your forefathers like fucking juices and shit. And then they put the tri-tip on that and smack it and squeeze it down so all the butter and the garlic squeezes into the tri-tip.
Incredible.
Oh, dude, if you put garlic bread on as the base for a sandwich, I'm in love with you, baby. I'm gonna
Yeah.
eat the fuck out of it.
Wonderful.
We've went to a place on this podcast.
I'm just addicted to bread, and bread and cheese and grease.
Are you a nasty soup
Butter,
bowl
garlic.
guy? Get like a bread
Oh,
bowl,
yeah,
fill it
dude.
with some broccoli cheddar,
Dude.
and let it sit there too long.
Yes,
until the dam breaks.
At Disneyland, they have a gumbo that I never get, but they have a broccoli and cheese bowl, and they have it in that sourdough, that toasted sourdough. Oh, and they put bacon and cheese on it. Oh,
Let's cut to some ads.
Steve got so into it, he had to take a sip of water.
I had to drink water. I was getting
Wait, well,
parched.
we're gonna listen to some ads while Steve hydrates himself for a second.
I'm sweating out all the. I'm sweating talking about this.
Guys, welcome to the ad read portion of the podcast. Doing it at home before Zoom school with my son. So it's actually the dad reads. Dad reads. Yo, bet you love gum. Guess what? I'm about to blow your mind with how gum is going to improve your life. From Quip. Quip gum. Guys, brush, floss, chew gum? Gum is the unsung hero when it comes to better oral health. The American Dental Association recommends chewing sugar-free gum for 20 minutes after meals. That's key, sugar-free. No sugar bombs in your mouth post meal. Gum is something people chew as a way to relieve stress, curb appetites, and most importantly, freshen breath. But many people don't realize that gum can also be an integral part of a healthy oral care routine. It was only a few short years ago that Quip reinvented the toothbrush for the modern age, and they've done it again, and this time with gum. They've launched a new gum that's actually good for your oral health and comes with a dispenser that'll remind you of that one-click candy you loved as a kid. We won't get into the specifics about said one-click candy, but you know what I'm talking about. Quip gum can help prevent cavities and freshen breath when chewed for 20 minutes after eating. It's sugar-free and has tooth-friendly xylitol with 0 calories. That's a bonus. And to satisfy your taste buds, Quip added a long-lasting mint flavor, crunchy tri-layer design, and stamped it all with the classic Quip tongue. The slim, travel-ready dispenser, available in 5 colors, metal or plastic, packs and protects up to 10 pieces at a time and fits in just about any purse or pocket for the go. And in a world where we all need to be extra safe and hygienic, the quick release button means you can still share with friends. No wrappers, hands, or hassles, or germs. And the dispenser truly is really cool and convenient. You could put it in your pocket, or you could go James Dean style and roll it up in your sleeve, in your shirt, your tight shirt, rocking your body. Rock your body, rock some gum. The gum, you can also add a gum refill plan for a gift that keeps on giving all year round. Quip's customizable subscription lets you chew and share at your own pace, and you don't have to worry about running out. Plus, the more you buy, the more you save with bulk discounts on extra gum packs. Now, note, it's not a substitute for brushing and flossing, but it is great support for your oral health. Pair it with a Quip electric toothbrush for adults and kids, refillable refillable floss, and more great products. Right now, you can do that, and you can start planning for the holidays. Why not? Get a bunch of them. Start giving them to your friends. Plan for Christmas now. Get ahead of the game! In addition to gum packs, Quip also delivers fresh brush heads, floss, and toothpaste refills every 3 months. Shipping is free, so you can save money and skip the misery of in-store shopping. Spread good oral health habits this season and join the over 5 million mouths already using Quip. Get chewing gum for less than $2 per gum pack. That's crazy. Here comes the call to action. And if you go to getquip.com/valley right now, you can get a free plastic dispenser with any refill plan. Free stuff is cool. That's a free dispenser at getquip.com/valley, spelled GETQUIP.com/valley. Quip, the good habits company. Guys, in this next portion of the ad read, I would like to talk to you about Nextdoor. Nextdoor is the hub for everything happening in your neighborhood. Everyone is verified, so your conversations stay private between you and your neighbors. It's available in every U.S. neighborhood. Basically, this puppy is Facebook for your neighborhood. You all get on it, and you can all share updates. You can share scenarios where you need help. I'm on Nextdoor in my neighborhood, and I can't tell you how many dogs and cats have been recovered just due to people putting it on Nextdoor, as well as a lot of people have excess fruit in their yards in California, and they're like, hey guys, avocado and oranges, doorstep, come get them. So it's really dope. Here we go. Here's some more. There's so many ways our neighbors can help us. We just need an easier way to connect with them, and that's what Nextdoor is for. Nextdoor is a free app that connects you to your local community so you can talk to your neighbors and tap into trusted local knowledge right from your phone. It's the best way to stay informed about what's going on in your neighborhood. Whether it's finding a last-minute babysitter, planning a local event, selling an item, or sharing safety tips, Nextdoor is the neighborhood hub to find everything you need. You'll never miss out on what's happening in your community. That's what I was telling you about the dogs! Nextdoor is in every neighborhood in the U.S., and neighbors are already working together to build stronger, safer, and happier communities all over the world. All with Nextdoor. For everything that's happening in your neighborhood, there's Nextdoor, the neighborhood hub. So, what you waiting for? The app is free. Go to nextdoor.com/valleycast to sign up and see what's happening in your neighborhood. I hate the word neighborhood. Be sure to use the link from our show to sign up so they know you support the show. Go to nextdoor.com/valleycast to sign up and see what your neighbors are talking about. Be sure to use the link from our show to sign up so they know you support our show. That's nextdoor.com/valleycast to gain access to a helpful network of neighbors you never knew you had for free. Make sure to tell them who sent you by going to nextdoor.com/valleycast. And outside of reading the words on a page, give it a shot, because what's really nice about it is that you realize you do live in a community in kind of when everything seems overwhelming and daunting from a I need to feel like I'm part of something, but I'm afraid of people. This kind of gives you an easy platform to do so, and I suggest giving it a shot. All right, back to the show. Holy shit.
And we're back. Steve, are you doing okay? You're hydrated?
I'm hydrated, I think. Yeah, I feel pretty good. Thank you, Elliott.
Absolutely.
Ah, dang. Elliott, you got you popped a question.
I know. Well, I was really curious about the pizza situation because I feel like I have it too much. And thank you guys for humoring me.
Oh wait, you didn't say how much you had, sir.
That's true.
I'm cutting it down to once a week.
Okay.
Oh, so you were above and beyond.
Not every week, but I really was like getting way too comfortable with.
I know, and you can
pizza and garbage. But now I'm like, it's still all really, really bad. Like it's what I've just noticed like in my diet, and maybe it's because I've recently gone through somewhat of a significant life change. And I know you guys weren't bringing this up, but I'm just going to interject it. I recently proposed, and
Yay!
Fortunately. Thank you so much. I proposed to my girlfriend. She said yes. She's now my fiance. Whether she likes it or not, she likes it. She says she does. And
we'll see.
It's been we'll see. And it's been lovely. And we had a big outpouring of love when we posted about it, which we were very nervous to do. And everyone was really sweet. So thank you guys so much, and thank you to everyone who commented and liked the photos and just showed an immense amount of support and sweetness at a time where we were just sort of like maybe a little shell-shocked, but also very excited, and it felt very freeing, and it also made it more real, which was very nice, and that was a really cool part of it. So
now you have to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, no take-backs.
No take-backs. I know, there's been a lot of that where every now and then, if I think about it too hard, if I really sit and think about it, I do start to kind of, I'll go a little crazy if you really think about it. You know Joe. You know Steve. You know Elliott.
Like when you think about what happens when you die too much. It starts to get really, really hard to conceive of.
Or if you have a weed cookie that your buddy got you for Valentine's Day.
And there's a piece of it you don't remember where it went. And
did you find out what? To catch everyone up, Joe very sweetly for Valentine's Day got me and Steve some marijuana cookies that were homemade and from a person who's making this wonderful thing called Pretty Tasty Treats, I think is what it's called.
Yes.
And the excellent stuff, tasted great. Did you find out? It turns out Steve and I took a similar amount around the same time and both had a pretty insane time. Did you find out what happened to the missing piece that you didn't know about?
Pretty Yummy Treats.
Pretty Yummy.
Pretty Yummy Treats, real quick, if you want to check it out. Pretty Yummy Treats Inc.
Check it out if you want to go on a journey.
On a journey. We do this thing.
I feel like that needs to come with a warning.
It did.
Yeah, it does.
It did come with a caution sticker. You're right. Yeah.
But I'll say this. We do every Wednesday. We've been doing this thing called Jackbox and Chill on Twitch, and if you were there, you know what we're talking about. But if not, well, I'm sure we'll clip it into some kind of piece of content.
Go check it out too, because it should be video on demand.
Oh yeah,
right?
Yeah, it's there. It's in the videos on the.
We
Twitch
talked
channel.
about engagement and this really funny story for a long time, so we won't belabor everybody here with it. But go on, Steve.
But basically, to give you guys a rundown, there's a star cookie that Joe gave us, and Elliott and I both took the same amount, like as we thought. In
parallel universes, knowing.
Right, without knowing at all. We just broke off a star piece, like a star corner.
A relatively small piece of the comparatively bigger cookie.
Yeah, and it really took us for a ride.
Ruined my life.
ruined Elliott's life, scared him, and for me, it was quite a shocking experience, especially with as much as I have and can have these days in isolation. But
humbling experience.
Very humbling experience. But I was like, I've only had 2 star pieces here. And Elliott was like, same, I've only had 2. And I was like, and then I pulled the cookie out because I have it. And there's only 2 star corners left, which
out
means,
of a previous 5.
Yes, which means
I don't know how much y'all know about stars, but
yeah, which means 3 of those star corners have been eaten, and yet I only remember eating 2 of them.
So do you think you took 2 at once?
I mean, I guess the closest I could come to what might have happened is it might have been like a weekend day, and I might have tried a piece earlier in the day and then forgotten that I did that. And then later on came back and was like, oh, I should have a piece of this. And then had another piece. I don't know. I don't know, man. I remember having 2. I remember having 2. I don't remember 3.
Right. Learning, Steve, that you did it at the same time and made the same mistake after we'd both already taken the first time. I was thinking about this, and I was like, I'm not trying to make a case for there being like a puppeteer in the universe who's like playing with us.
Right.
But I do think sometimes things happen where the universe maybe does create sort of almost a scene from a comedy. And it does feel like someone said action to both of us in our brains.
Yeah.
And we were like, well, here we go.
Yeah. And
had no idea.
Some cosmic switcher, like video switcher, was like
simulation thing.
Yeah, was switching between both of us having that experience and loving it, probably.
Yeah, like someone up there was like, they're gonna hate it for hours, but they're gonna get a real kick out of it when they find out that it was at the exact same time.
Right. And they're
the
gonna
real experience comes 3 days later.
If that's the case, then there's at least 4 or 5 actual videos of me jacking off out there now. So
me too. Yeah, but the engagement's very nice. Thank you for bringing it up, Joe. It's been a lovely experience.
Yeah, not to like
full circle.
Yeah, not to turn it into content or anything, but so I'll leave reaction and story time for anything else that you want to do in the future. But how did it feel to have that like super nervous little kid butterfly energy in your tummy again right before it happened?
Oh,
what was
right
that
before.
like?
Way more than right before, for sure. Well, the original plan was I was going to do it on a Friday, and I did it actually in here in this room. It did look different, but I set it up to make it look like a little speakeasy, like we were going on a night out. And I had it all set up, but Grace had to do basically like a talk at like 6:30 in the morning, and she was like, I'm not planning on doing anything tonight. I'm just chilling. So we're not going to do anything crazy. We're just going to watch TV. And I was like, yeah, okay. And then all day I'd been like cleaning in here and making it look nice. And I was like, that's probably a bad idea if I do it now. So I waited a day. And then the next day she was like, I'm just exhausted from having to get up so early and do all this stuff. I was like, well, don't be exhausted, because I made a little surprise. And then brought her. But I was truly very nervous, incredibly nervous, and a little nauseous in a good way.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
The butterflies,
And she, we walked over here, and I put a little sign on the door that said it was a pop-up gastropub, and I set up a bunch of stuff, and I walked in and lit a bunch of candles, and then I had music playing, and she was like, this is so cute, and she started filming it, and that was when my brain was like on autopilot, and I was like, don't think you have to do it now or you're gonna not do it. And so I was like, yeah, put your phone away. And I immediately like got on one knee, and she like had turned away and turned around, and I was on one knee, and she was like, oh my God. And she started crying, and then I started crying. I don't remember what I said or what came out of my mouth.
You didn't even ask her. It doesn't count.
I did. I just went, huh?
No, but if you get on one knee and present a ring, then legally you are engaged.
That's the rules. It's like the Santa Claus. Yeah.
You don't have to say anything. Yeah.
Well, you're engaged or you're going on a journey. It's one of the two.
Yep. And so she said, of course, and it was very sweet. And then it became a thing of telling people, because I had asked her dad and also her stepdad for permission, and was trying to be very traditional about it. And that was very sweet. That was also a very teary-eyed moment of doing that whole thing. And that had happened the week prior, where I went to the office and made it sound like I was meeting up with Joe to Grace, but I was not. I would lie. That was a bold-faced lie to her. So I went to the office and talked to her folks there, and then we called some other people, let some people know, and then that was it. And then we sort of were like, whoa, okay. And then we kept it a secret for a week, and then told people online, and that was very sweet too. And now I think everyone is out in the open. So
I love, and that's got to feel freeing to not have to keep that a secret.
Yeah.
Too.
Yeah, that kind of part. At first, it was like, oh, it's too much, and then after a week, it was like the way we did it when we posted it on Instagram was, it was like midnight. We just posted it and then put the phones down and went directly to sleep, and then woke up and saw. Good. Yeah, it was actually a really smart move. I mean, we checked it a little, but I was like, oh, okay, that's nice. People are excited, and then we went to sleep. Woke up and everybody, it definitely felt like a weight lifted. It made it feel more real again. So it was great.
Those intense, like, super butterfly life moments, I'm trying to think if there's any other times that I felt them as intensely as I did even when I asked Heather, and we'd been together forever and had already had our kid who was older. Even when I did it then, leading up to it, knowing what the answer was going to be, still those just like beings
So
in my
vulnerable.
in your stomach, and it's like you want it to be memorable, but you also want it to be honest and good and perfect and
sexy,
and it doesn't like
she
doesn't
loved
go
the
away.
bikini I was wearing too. The bikini went
But
over really
has
well.
I'm glad you went traditional with it.
Has it ever
thank
been
you.
that intense for you in any other like realms of life? Because I maybe not the same level, but I remember when I was incredibly shy in high school when it came to the opposite sex, and asking a girl cold turkey to go to prom with me.
Crazy.
Even though we weren't dating, I going back to that mentally right now, I can physically get back to those butterflies in the stomach before I did it, and the cold sweats and the feeling of elation when she actually said yes.
Yeah.
Like casually. And I'm trying to
She did say yes to prom? Who asked did
She
say
did.
yes?
Yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah, and I didn't think she would, and she did. And I'm trying to think if it's equated in any other realms of our life, like even waiting for like a yes from a job or an audition, or even going in before.
Yeah. I mean, those
Nothing.
That's a different feeling, because
Yeah.
the butterfly love, like affectionate connection is a different. Is a different
Affectionate connection. I like that.
affectionate connection. Yeah.
Affectionate connection. What's
like
your
1970s song?
section?
Girl, I want to have an affectionate connection with you. No, like
connection.
like I don't know if I have very many of those moments in my like youthful days, because I was like, I know the answer already. Why I'm not even gonna ask. So that's where my like that's where my whole thing was back then. But when I got old enough to be like, oh well, you have to ask, you have to like
You gotta try.
you want,
Yeah.
because otherwise no one will want you.
Yeah.
You don't say what you want, because that's like one of the most attractive things, is when someone is confident enough to be like, hey, let's go somewhere, I like you, or whatever. But yeah, those feelings of making it clear to someone that either you like them or you want to spend the rest of your life with them or whatever, those are very unique feelings. It's been a while for sure.
I wonder if it's because like if it's more than just the stakes of the moment, and like I guess when the difference between a job and maybe asking somebody that you are interested in if they would like to marry you or go out with you or whatever, those moments of anticipation are so locked in on like you purely as an individual. Like the job is your skills and
This is it.
But this is me. It's either I'm getting accepted or denied. But there also might be like a physical, like species level part of it as well, because it's like I want to inside of me be with and create more of me with you.
Yeah.
Please watch my feathers as they unfurl and dance awkwardly in front of you.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you're also allowed to say no. And
Right.
I have no idea. How
What
I'm
should I
going to
do with
process-
these
Right.
feathers?
And you have to
Yeah.
proceed with your life after that.
Yeah.
What-
You
and
have to go, okay.
Yeah, you have to persevere. Yeah, that's the other thing too, is like the fear of rejection is so real that it certainly combines with those butterflies and makes you feel all weird and shit. But
Especially with the pandemic and the quarantine and everything and just the general state of the world, there is also an added sense of like, is any of this even happening? Is any of this real? Like, we'll get news, we'll hear from people, but it all feels so isolated that it's sort of strange to be like, this is okay. Yeah, no, this is real. This is good.
yeah, and I think you get like, it's hard to, because I mean, like, you know, they talk about giving 0 fucks and giving any fucks, and there's a lot of talk about the amount of fucks given about what people think of you, or if they'll reject you or whatever. And it's so hard. Like, you can't really teach people to give 0 fucks. You have to kind of like give a fuck and then get rejected a bunch of times, and then you have to know what that feeling is, and then you have to be like, okay, well, I know that feeling sucks, but it was temporary, and a week later or whatever, or 3 days later, I felt great because I was invigorated with a new or whatever. And so it's like, it feels, at my age, it feels like if I'm not expressing how I feel, and if I'm not being confident in what I want and need, then like I'm wasting
Affection and
everybody's
connection.
time. It's a waste of everybody's time to be like,
Yeah.
like not sure and like not, you know, not just take the leap and go like, do you want to go to the prom with me, or you want to talk on the phone or whatever? Like, as however small it is, you gotta
Do you
just be
remember
like,
that? You
Yeah.
wanna talk
Oh,
on the
yeah.
phone?
Oh yeah, dude, I remember
That was
asking.
sweet. Those were pure times.
Yeah.
Such pure times, dude. I remember being told, like, whenever I, like, if I would get someone's phone number, that they were like, I remember being told, you were just asking me for my phone number so you could have it. Like, you weren't going to use it to be like, let's go on a date or something. And that's such a weird thing to me, because it's like, who the fuck is asking for numbers and then not
I just like memorizing phone numbers.
Right.
Can you
Or-
please give me your phone number?
or like, you're a test for my attempt at asking for a number or something, you know? Like, I don't know
Dude,
what it is, but it was
You
strange.
need to watch, after this, I'll send you the link, but you should watch, Luke and I did a sketch called Got Your Number, and it's exactly what you're talking about.
Oh, that's
Really?
great. Wow.
Two
that's-
douchebag bros trying to collect numbers, but not having the balls to call any of them. It was more about the hunt. It's really good.
That's great. That's great.
More
You
about
gotta
the
check
hunt?
that out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The,
I definitely.
Oh, go ahead. Nope. You.
Well, I was gonna say I did have a backup plan, because we had talked about marriage previously, and I had the backup plan of like preparing for a not right now, because I didn't expect any kind of absolutely not or anything, but I did have in the back of my mind like the parachute of what I would do if she was like, well, let's figure it out, give it a little bit, like that.
You just
for
crushed.
sure,
You just crushed me a little bit. I'm like, oh
Right.
no, oh
I know.
god.
I was like, I don't think it'll happen. I was like, I think she'll say yes, but I definitely was like you're saying, Steve, when you get the no and the sense of rejection, like not knowing what to do, I was like, I was like, okay, so as long as I was like, I'll just ask again. I'll just ask again later. I was like, I'll just ask.
Yeah.
I'll ask, and she'll say is maybe later, and then I'll just ask later.
Well,
but
and it's-
hopefully she doesn't make me go through this again. So
Wait, your backup plan was no plan.
yeah, my backup plan was just to go, okay, I'll ask
Well,
later.
so-
How about
I
now?
mean,
How
Sounds
about-
good.
But like, that's a good backup plan, because some people's backup plans are like, if they say no, I'm going to take this in an incredibly personal way and then
drive my car off a
break up,
bridge.
or
Yeah.
or like or cause so much turmoil it ends the relationship. You know, like there's so many ways for that to go south, especially and it's
So
also
many.
it's also so normal for the person who's receiving this proposal to be like, I'm not ready yet. Like, that's totally normal.
Very fair.
And doesn't mean anything probably other than that person isn't ready or whatever. So it's like, being ready for that isn't hurtful either, because then you're like, well, obviously best case scenario is they say yes and you're in love, and that's a wonderful feeling. But worst case scenario is they say no, right? Like I don't know if it gets
Like
worse than
full
that.
hard no would have
Yeah.
been, I would have had like a psychic break. I would have
Yeah.
been like a full
Yeah.
no.
Right, because it's like, what do I know? Everything I know is wrong.
Yeah, I would be like, top down. Everything's
Yeah,
got to
yeah.
shift
We
again.
gotta go sleep in the same bed later. No,
Yeah. Okay.
no.
Do you know I'm here?
But
Dude,
also,
I
like, imagine it being a woman and like being afraid to say no, also because of like aggression
Exactly.
or like scary freak out, psycho like snap
Oh, yeah.
moment. Like,
dude,
There was definitely follow-up questions of, you still yes? You still yes? You still yes?
how
for
we feeling a
hours.
couple days later? We still good?
Yeah.
you were talking about maybe taking your career into a prank channel sort of direction. Is this one of
Yeah.
those things?
Is this a haha? Very funny.
We were high and I was late.
Yeah.
And we're tired. So
I got one of those like no's, maybe not as big of a no, but I remember a girl that I was dating back in the day, college days. We'd been together for a while. We had a nice romantic night. We were hanging out, and I dropped "I love you" for the first time,
Hell yeah.
and I just want to "I love you," and then just beat. I like you too, and I was like, not. You're ready? She's like, I'm just not ready to say it. And then I was like, we're in this room together the whole night.
You know, folks,
she fell asleep. I went to the computer and I
And jerked
listened to
off?
Coldplay and like moped
Hell yeah.
till 4 in
bet
the
it works.
morning.
I would too, man, and you deserve to mope.
I
That's
was- it was-
horrifying.
I'm getting the sweats thinking about the
But
feelings
see, that
flushing
moment
back
set
right
you
now.
up for the countless
Murder.
other moments of rejection in your career and in your social life and whatever.
Yep, murder.
And,
Exactly.
and murder eventually. But
Emotional
it's so,
murder.
It's so important to not hide from those moments and be true to yourself and express very clear intentions and very clear communication with someone that you like.
I would like
Otherwise-
to
Yeah.
thank Gwyneth Paltrow's ex-husband for the jam Trouble, which I listened to on repeat probably for
Yeah.
3 hours.
Is that yellow parachute?
I
Yeah.
didn't mean to cause you trouble.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I said I love you.
Yeah.
You
I
listen
have
to
a-
it just
I will
loud
say-
enough, though, for her to hear.
Yeah. I do think when someone says, like, they don't want to say I love you back, so they say, I just am not ready to say it. I respect more when the answer is just, I'm not there emotionally. I do not currently love you. And therefore I can't, in all honesty, say it. Because people like to go, those words are really important. And so I'm really like,
Right.
You can't just
judicious
throw
and, like,
those around.
conservative.
Yep.
I don't throw those words, but like I really believe in those words, and you're like, stop. Just say you don't love the person right now, and then figure it out.
Well, unless you are really one of those people where it's special, and that's fine. But definitely don't just use that as a way to be like,
Yeah,
I don't
mean-
want to hurt your feelings.
yeah, of course. If those words are special, but also if those words are special, and you don't love the person, maybe just say you don't love the person.
Right. Or just say like, just be honest. I mean,
Yeah.
there's ways of being honest, and then there's ways of like being hurtful, I guess. And it's all
It's
about
a sweet thing. It's all good intentions. It's people
Right,
trying to
right.
protect other people.
It's a heavy commitment to even say it to somebody because
yeah.
you're just taking your emotional journey together to the next level. And I don't recall her being like undelicate about the situation,
Yeah.
but it just
it just
like
hurt you and you took it way
know.
personally.
I think I probably planned to say it that night. I don't recall, but I bet you I in my mind took steps A through Z to get to that moment, as much like Elliott took A through Z to get to the presentation of the ring. Like it was a big deal, but she didn't know that I was building up to it, and she, it's just
Did
that
you
was just
feel-
my emotional precipice in my journey. I was like, oh God, you said no to when I asked you to prom.
Through the heart. It's through the heart. When you were listening to Coldplay till 4 a.m., did you still feel like you were in love with her?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Did it- how
long
so
did it
last
It didn't
after that?
shift it even.
No, I don't think
How
it
long?
changed anything at the time. Yeah.
So you guys stayed together and kept hanging out.
Until the murder.
How
Yeah,
How long did it last after that? And did she eventually say she loved you?
Yeah. I think years. We were together a couple years.
Whoa, damn.
Wow.
Yep.
That's crazy. And that was Meg Turney, right? Guys,
Yes.
thank you for listening to the Valley Cast. What
I'm
a
so
fun
glad that's the name you chose. See if that's
Shout out to Meg.
good.
Hi, Meg.
Safe.
a lot of names I could have chosen, but that one felt funny.
Meg and I
was great.
would never last because we would destroy each other playing
I know you'd
Donkey
be
Kong
arguing about
the whole
your
time.
scores on a video game,
And then it would
trying
come
to-
down to if she dropped the ball for real or not in
Yeah.
A League of Their Own, which she did not drop it on purpose.
Your competitive nature clashes too hard, I think. But
and quite frankly, she would probably win most of the time, and that wouldn't be good for my sensitive.
And you
male
guys
ego.
are both in relationships. So anyway,
and
let's,
Gavin
true?
is her soulmate. I truly believe it, and I hope they stay in love forever. Guys, thank you so much for listening / watching / ingesting this episode of the Valley Cast. We appreciate you and everything that you do for us, even if it's as small as liking the video or leaving a review on iTunes or something like that. And of course, we feel so much love and appreciation for our patrons over at patreon.com/thevalleyfolk. We're hustling into this movie game thing, and we're really close to kind of being ready to launch this baby out into the world, out of our veritable vagina.
Veritable.
Love that. Also, we already have, or at least I have opened a registry just for if you guys want to help out in any way. You can go to bit.ly/movie game. It's still available for pre-order currently. And
I was hoping you were going to say Babies Are Us.
Babies Are Us.
We saw some cute shoes.
Oh, by the time this comes out, we also just dropped a new movie game episode with Matt Bennett from TV's Victorious. We got TikTok star Brock Baker, Smosh's Sarah Whittle, and Grace Helbig, everybody. Grace Helbig.
Woo!
It's really good. It's a TV theme song episode, and we had a good time making it. So
Yeah,
Check
and
it
I
out.
love when there's singing involved, and Joe, you went all out in this one, and I really appreciated it.
Oh, it's so good. You guys are gonna love it. It's a really good episode. I'm very excited about it. The singing, Joe, was great.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
thanks,
good
guys.
stuff. It's always good stuff. All right, well,
I'm looking
anything
at children
else?
right now.
that's it. Yeah. Go do all those things we said that help support us.
Thank you, or don't. You know, we love you either
Yeah.
way. Thank you for the
Doesn't matter.
support.
Love you more if you support. Bye.
Goodbye.
Bye bye.
Said